guys. Thank you so much for coming back to part 2 of our mini series, where we are starting here today with the benefits of tea. We're going to talk about Camellia Sinensis and other plant allies that I like to work with as supportive teas. So we'll start today with Camellia Sinensis. It feels like the right place to start when we're talking about tea, the tea plant herself. So Camellia Sinensis has a rich history. She's been enjoyed since around 2000 BC, which is a very, very long time ago. Tea is actually the second most consumed beverage in the world, water being the first. So number 2 beverage consumed globally is tea. Isn't that wild? Wrap your head around that for a second. And Americans just like barely drink tea. So we have whites, greens, oolong, black, pu'er. There's also red tea. There's a few other different names that you might hear mentioned, but those are the main ones that I'm going to be discussing here today. And like I mentioned in part 1 of this mini series, all of those different teas come from this same plant, this Camellia Sinensis plant. And what actually makes them different is the way that we process the tea leaf in production. So what I'm talking about is the way we dry the tea, the oxidation, the level of fermentation, the age of the tea leaf, what section of the tea leaf is plucked. When we have different teas, we're also talking about the terroir, what season the tea has been picked from, the style of the farm. There are so many different things to go into that make each tea its own tea. It's like wine, right? Wine all comes from grapes, but then we have all of this myriad of different wines that we can access. It's the same thing with Camellia Sinensis or tea. So I think that's part of what makes it a lot of fun, is just the different variety that we can get from this same plant. On top of that, Camellia Sinensis has amazing health benefits. So probably the most commonly known health benefits are the potent antioxidants. So antioxidants are going to help fight free radicals. They prevent cell damage. They protect your body against stress and fight inflammation. They also help to reduce the risk of chronic health issues. Because we're taking down all of that inflammation in the body, we're putting in all of this benefit, all of this support. It's going to help overall keep our body from ideally, struggling with more chronic health issues. One of the largest antioxidants found in most of tea is EGCG, also found in red wine and dark chocolate, so comes in all sorts of delicious things. EGCG helps to support the heart and cardiovascular system. It's a potent aid in weight loss, and it also helps with increased brain function. Other benefits of Camellia Sinensis are the L-theanine. So L-theanine is most commonly talked about in green tea. It's why a lot of trendy wellness people get on the green tea, or like your Silicon Valley is very like L-theanine. They take supplements and things of those accord. But L-theanine is awesome for anti-stress and anxiety. It helps to increase your mental clarity and your focus. So it can help with any sort of cognitive performance. Like I said, your Silicon Valley kind of style. It just helps overall with brain function. It aids in things like meditation, studying, work, all sorts of things of that nature. And because of this L-theanine, and it's actually the L-theanine combined with the EGCG, when you drink tea, you get that caffeine boost, but without the crash. So as opposed to drinking coffee where you're just like caffeine, 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 crash exhausted. When you have tea, it's a much more like slow and subtle, gentle ride, because you have those two components to the tea that help to sort of boost your brain function, but also keep you calm, mellow, and focused throughout the ride. So you're not just like hyped up, crash out, nice and smooth. Tea is also a wonderful digestive aid, particularly pu'er tea. I think it's one of the lesser known types of tea, but it's actually one of my absolute favorite teas. Pu'er tea is a fermented tea leaf, and it's really cool, the whole process. You can go and look it up on Google, but pu'er tea is really awesome. It's got like a really nice malty flavor, sometimes very earthy, and it's wonderful for your digestive system because it helps to add in that microflora, and it just helps overall cleansing and boosting of the digestive system. Other teas like green tea also help to speed up your metabolism. They stimulate proper digestion. So oolong is another really great one for that. Oolong is popular to have after a meal or with a meal to help keep your metabolism moving nicely and help you digest the food properly. Green tea and white tea specifically are also wonderful in skincare and anti-aging. you'll find these benefits in most different types of tea because they all come from the same plant. But again, because of the way that they're processed, white tea being the absolute least processed, it's mostly just your fresh buds picked and dried. Green tea is just a little bit more of like a dried or an oxidated process. So they're closest to the fresh plant, which means you're typically going to get the most benefits, like your antioxidants, your anti-aging, the L-theanine. Those are going to come from your more delicate, your more fresh tea leaf, whites and greens. Okay, cool. So tea has all sorts of fun benefits to it. This is really just a very, very brief introduction of what tea and Camellia Sinensis can do to support the body, the mind, and the spirit. I really highly recommend you do a little bit more research on your own as well, and keep an eye out because we'll definitely come back around to talk more about tea itself in the future. Okay, so I've broken these categories down. Instead of just going into each herb specifically, I wanted to talk about different teas that we might, or different herbs we might use in tea to accomplish certain support goals for our body. So the first category I have here is rest and relaxation teas. So when you're at home and you're looking at your herbs and you're thinking, what kind of tea do I want? I really want to go to bed nicely and get all tucked in and cozy. A couple different herbs that you might reach for are things like chamomile and lemon balm, passion flower, lavender, and a really great one for this is valerian root. Valerian root is going to be a potent relaxant. It's really great for people who struggle with insomnia, restless leg, anything that really the body is having a hard time calming itself down. Valerian root is like almost borderline sedative. It's really going to help you go to sleep nicely at night. Lavender, same thing. It really helps to soothe the body. It soothes the senses. I think that it really helps us to just come into a calmer, more aligned state of being. It works in that sort of crown and third eye chakra place. So it's going to help to open us up to clarity, open us up to just a calm sense of being. Passion flower works wonderfully on the nervous system specifically. So we're going to help to support the body during mild flare-ups of pain or nervous discomfort. Passion flower is a really great herb for that. And then chamomile and lemon balm. They're great relaxants for any time of day, really. They're mostly safe for children as well. And they work wonderfully with the digestive system. So they'll help to kind of soothe maybe a nervous belly, or if you get, I don't know, butterflies in the belly, that's a great option if you're feeling sort of unrelaxed. But it's also like a little bit of nausea even. It can help settle. So just things of discomfort, chamomile and lemon balm are great allies for. Mood uplifters and adaptogens. So on the other side, we have lemon verbena and lemongrass. So lemon balm will be your nice relaxing of the lemons. Lemon verbena and lemongrass are both really great at uplifting, sort of stimulating the mind and the spirit without actually like giving you any sort of like caffeinated stimulation. It's more of a gentle spirit stimulation. You can use lemon verbena and lemongrass daily to really bring a nice light and uplifted energy into your mentality and your spirit. Holy basil, also known as tulsi, and ashwagandha, those are both really wonderful adaptogens. They're used daily, or you can use them over a longer period of time to help really to build and support the body to regulate against stress and daily triggers. So if you're not familiar with the word adaptogen means to help the body adapt to stress. So again, holy basil, which is called tulsi, and ashwagandha are really great at supporting the body, especially over longer periods of time, to regulate stress better in the body. Reishi mushroom is also a wonderful, powerful adaptogen. It's been used in traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, as a qi enhancer or an adaptogen. It's really an overall revitalizer of the body, mind, and soul. Reishi is a majestic plant that I'm not even going to dive into right now because there's too much to talk about reishi. So look that one up on your own. Schisandra berries are great for uplifting the mood as well as adapting the body to stress. They're also, sorry, I lost the word for a minute. Oh no, they help to boost the sex drive. I can't remember the word for it. But Schisandra berries are great for that, uplifting the mood, aligning those chakras. And then we also have St. John's wort, which is a potent and powerful antidepressant of the herbal world. It's also a mood enhancer. So, they kind of go hand in hand. When you drink St. John's wort, just here and there. It can help to brighten your day, but you can actually use St. John's wort consistently over periods of time as well, to really help just bring a brighter light to your daily mood, if that makes any sense. Like I said here in the slide, it's an herb of the sun. It brings vitality, it brings self-assurance, and it really just brings an uplifted state of being. Brain boosters. Brain boosters, gotu kola, one of my favorite herbs to work with. I grew gotu kola in the garden, and it is just so much fun. There is a little bit of a story that goes along with gotu kola. There's an ancient story that says that a monk lived, I believe it was over 200 years old, by eating a leaf of gotu kola a day, or 3 leaves a day. I don't know. But it's a wonderful herb. It even kind of looks like a brain when you look at the leaf. And it's really great for memory and focus. And it just sort of helps with longevity and mental clarity over time. Spearmint is another great one. I don't know if you're like me, but my high school teachers used to tell us chewing gum would help us remember, just because of the mint. I guess, it helps with clarity. It helps with focus. It also helps by clearing the digestive pathways. And when our digestive system is clear and brightened, it's a lot easier for us to think as well. Ginseng helps to energize the mind, clears brain fog, and it can keep our minds youthful. Green tea, or Camellia Sinensis, is a wonderful one for meditation and study as well, because of that EGCG and the L-theanine that we talked about. And from our mushroom friends, we have lion's mane, which can help improve cognitive and memory function. So these are all great herbs to mix into your daily routine if you're looking for a little bit of a brain boost or a mental clarity. Okay, digestive aids. Ginger being my absolute favorite digestive aid to work with. Ginger is probably one of the first herbs that I really came into. Ginger root helps to stimulate Agni, which in Ayurveda is considered the digestive fire. So it's what really sort of motivates the body almost. But it also is very soothing on the nervous system. So while we're flaring up that digestion and helping things to move through nicely, we're also keeping nice and centered and calm and reducing inflammation within the body. Peppermint, on the other side of the mint family, really any mint is great for mental clarity and for digestion. I split it up this way because I personally enjoy peppermint more for settling the stomach. It can help with nausea, gas, bloating, things of that sort. A lesser known herb, pau d'arco. This is a really great bark, actually, and it helps to relieve constipation. It can help fight candida infections or overgrowth in the gut. It is an antiviral and antifungal, and it has strong detoxification effects for the body. There's a lot more to go into with this bark. It's a very, very powerful plant, and I definitely think you should check it out if you're interested in learning more about natural antivirals and things of that sort. Dandelion root makes another great digestive aid. It's a gentle laxative and helps to detoxify the gut and body. Marshmallow root is another one of my favorites to work with. Also slippery elm. They both do very similar things for the body. They work very similarly when you work with them. Slippery elm can be a little more expensive. It is a little bit more of like an endangered plant to work with. So I usually just recommend going for the marshmallow root. These are mucilaginous herbs. So like we talked about in the very beginning, if you cold brew them and you steep them in cold water, you're actually going to get more of like a viscous tea out of it. And it's going to help to coat and soothe the intestinal lining and the lining of the digestive system. So this is a really, really, really powerful herb to have in your toolbox if you have any sort of digestive problems, or if you're working with anyone with digestive problems. Marshmallow root, it's also very nutritive. It's just all around wonderful. Okay, so then next up we have immune enhancing herbal allies to work with. Immune enhancing. So elderflower and elderberry are both really great when it comes to this. I think elderberry gets a lot more recognition for its immune power, but elderflower is right up there too. So elderflower is great when you have any sort of like feverish or respiratory problems going on as well. It really helps to boost and support those areas of the body. Echinacea root is really great to help the body better adapt to stress and fight illness. So a lot of times when we're really stressed out, it weakens our immune system and we're more susceptible to illness. Echinacea is great at supporting the nervous system to help fight off any sort of incoming infections. A lot of our culinary herbs make really great immune enhancers also. Oregano, thyme, sage, garlic, all these things that you can put in soup when you're not feeling well help to really boost the immune system. Astragalus root is one from traditional Chinese medicine that's highly anti-inflammatory and antibacterial, so it's going to come in and help support the immune system in that way. And one of my all-time favorite plants to work with, licorice root. I had to pick a category for it, though it really can do any and all things. Licorice root is moistening, soothing, and anti-inflammatory. It is a powerful herb to balance the immune system. It is an all-around powerhouse and a personal favorite of mine. I could go into licorice root forever. I could do a whole mini series on licorice root. I think it really just helps to enhance whatever intention you're putting into your tea. So I mix it into so many of my different teas because I just feel like it helps to amplify the intention, and I love it. There are endless benefits of herbal tea. These were just a few different categories that I thought of that most people might be interested in starting out with, and just sort of reaching for different herbs to play around. I also encourage you to think of herbs more than just benefits for physical conditions. I know I sort of broke them down into those categories now, but in the future we'll dive more into the actual spiritual component of the plants and how they work with us, not only on a physical level, but on a higher level as well. So yes, there are plants for all sorts of different physical ailments that we can work with. They can come in and support the body. They really have endless benefits, and I hope that this was just the tip of the iceberg for you and you continue to learn more about the support that plants can offer. All right, guys, that is the end of this part of our mini series today. I hope to see you all back for our next portion of our mini series, which talks all about creating your own tea ceremony at home and helping to make it a daily ritual in your life.